Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Realms Legends series here at White Wizard Games Fair 2017. I am Bax, or Sam Hall. With me is Dustin, Clingman, or
TheeMystic.
Not the TheeMystic.
T-H-E-E.
Glad to be here with you, my friend.
Yeah.
So we have an insane top four. This series, like when we saw the top 8, you can't really call who's going to come out of the top 8. It was very difficult. And we've seen what some people might consider some of the underdogs in the matchups actually make it through, despite the fact that all top 8 players are absolutely incredible. And now I don't even know how to pick who's going to win this anymore. Well, these matchups are insane.
You know that these guys are on a hot streak at the worst.
Right, exactly, yes.
You know, not even giving them credit for the skill that they bring to the table, but we've got Dave Logvin here, a.k.a. as BirdLaw in the Star Realms digital app.
What a wonderful... Thank you, Dave. Thank you for BirdLaw. Probably well-versed. Probably well-versed in BirdLaw.
Yeah. He's going to be taking on Adam Charbonneau, who is anvroser, and they are going to be our featured match here in the semifinals.
Yes. And then hopefully we will be able to get over to the other one to kind of pop in there and see. But this is going to be vanilla. We're doing the core set. A lot of different names for it. I think that's all three. The base core vanilla is what we're going to be playing here. Yeah, Adam versus Dave. And it looks like... we are going to have Dave going first. What a trade row. Look at this trade row, man. We got 2 trade pods. We got a survey ship. You got this card called the Cutter. It's okay. Mediocre at best.
Underpriced at worst.
And yeah. And he's going to take the Imperial Fighter too. He gets that one cost. Ooh, flips a trade bot.
Yeah, and so we talk about this all the time when these guys make these purchases. They're turning up something else for their opponent. Adam's almost certainly going to have to get that trade bot to get the early scrap going. And but we'll see. Maybe will he hate by the fighter? No, he will not. He goes trade bot instead. He's got a couple. Yes, so he went 3 and 2, doing 2 damage.
So he's gonna have 5 on his next turn. That Warworld's down there. Is it too early for that? Is it too early to kind of make that with no Star Empire? Opponent has an Imperial Fighter. I wonder what decision he'll make with the 5.
Same here. It feels a little aggressive to do that. Yeah. Absent yellow, it's like you're really making a decision against what your opponent buys. But look what
Dave's committing.
Dave is committing. He doubles down with that Imperial Fighter, and
I think
he's thinking about the missile bot.
I mean, you have to, right?
Yes, he is.
So he has trade with the Cutter. He's got scrap with Missile Bot, and he's got 2 Imperial Fighters.
Now, you know, it's interesting as we watch these guys. You and I have both played a ton of the vanilla game, the core Star Realms game. You know, there's a lot of odds that are talked about when people buy a certain number of extras. Yep. And, you know, 3 is that number, that magical number. You got to be careful. And he does.
He goes for it. Wow.
And he explains why at the table. We didn't hear that. But
oh, that's so interesting. It's such a risky buy right now, but the payoff is huge. Warworld factions for 4 extra damage. He's going to do 7 damage total, but it's only the 4 bud outpost. It's only got the 4 defense, and I think that's what a lot of people, that's why they sleep on Warworld, because it doesn't quite have the edge to really stop a lot of damage. And Dave's taken a Missile Bot and 2 Imperial Fighters. You got to think he's going to be able to get through it, but who knows?
Yeah, and now he puts that survey ship in a little bit more of a prized position here.
So the Cutter comes down. It's going to be 4 authority healing here. And this is going to be pretty interesting. So he has plenty to buy from, actually. So he's got the 4. He's going to have 4 come over on the other side. Oh, with the 6. So he takes the Embassy Yacht. So interesting play here for the Embassy Yacht. Embassy Yacht seems to be a little strange. It's still early. It's still very early. 3 authority is 3 authority. 2 trade is 2 trade. A faction cutter is a factioning cutter. But he's taken 2 Imperial Fighters and a trade pod. He's building a pretty cheap deck that really opens up a lot of options. Take survey ship too.
Yeah.
And the trade row is 2 trade pods. We have all 3 trade pods showing up already.
It's a really weird.
Do you buy a trade pod with the trade pod? No, you Corvettes.
No.
Corvette. That's going to be a good card for that Warworld, man. That's what he's going for there.
That's right. And look, it's all green except that machine base. So that early investment into Blob is likely going to pay off here. He grabs another trade pod. And
oh my goodness, battle! This is crazy.
And then the Warworld, and it'll soak a little bit of damage off of those scrappers that BirdLaw is going to throw down.
I think that we gotta give credit to Dave for taking the survey ship, knowing that the best card in the game would come onto the trade row here in the 4th position, which is awesome. But it's taking the survey ship to make sure we're not going to be pinging that faction ability for the Warworld. Unfortunately, there was still a Corvette there that didn't make it on there. But he's aware. He's aware of what's going on, and so that's good to know. But is it going to be enough? How much damage can he get out of the Warworld?
And it looks like he's going to be buying up that frigate.
Well done.
Exerting
Ooh, he's actually got the double. So that's something too. Like he probably, he could have played those one by one, asked for the discard. But alas, still 8 damage, gets through 4, 2 discards is still 2 discards. He's building a nice little Star Empire deck here.
That he is, and he is super, super invested into Star Empire at this point. Adam's got to be happy that he bought that War World, because otherwise Dave would have gobbled it up. And it's turning into a slugfest really quickly here.
So I'm imagining Battle Pod here. He's got 2. He had to discard 2 scouts, so he knew he was buying a 2. You don't want to keep another scout. There's no 3 cost anything out there. So that was smart of him. I think Battle Pod, it's 4 damage. It's Trade Row Control. He already has 2 Trade Pods and a Battle Pod, as you can kind of see him pulling that back. You don't take an Explorer here, right? Like, that's not the play.
No, he needs to get some control. He needs to make sure that he maximizes the benefit of those purchases. And a mothership comes up as BirdLaw takes a look at Adam's deck, wants to see what he's going to be facing in that reshuffle.
So just so you guys know, what they're doing is perfectly. It's not legal to look through the deck of your opponent when it's face down, but you can look through their discard pile. So they both waited until they were about to shuffle their deck, so you can see as many cards as possible, and they both requested to look at their opponent's discard pile, which is totally legal. It's in the rules, and that gives you a reminder to say, okay, I need to see what you're doing, what's going on here.
Dave gets his scrap engine going here pretty quickly. He's trying to decide. He's got 2 Vipers, 2 Scouts. Is he going to make a purchase? Does he want that trade pod with all this expensive stuff?
Would you? I imagine you scrap a Scout, right?
I scrap a Scout here and deal the damage. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that that is the right play. Keep grinding him down. I mean, he's basically committed to a scrap and a discard kind of strategy, Star Empire and Machine Cult, so he's got to stick to that and focus on just getting this game won.
And he does. That's exactly what he does. Warworld, another appearance. Any faction for it? No. The Corvette, still in the deck somewhere. And now an option to scrap from his hand as well.
Adam thinking it over. We can't quite see what he's got there. He's trying to decide if he's going to make a purchase
Well,
or
he's looking at Space Station and the Hive here, I imagine. And I mean, I think one of those has to be a Scout if I'm looking at probability. He wants to scrap, right? So he's wondering. He wants to use the trade bot. He is going to scrap. What's the last card here?
Oh, he takes a Space
So it's a Viper?
Station. I feel like he...
Yeah, there it is. Okay,
that makes sense.
So 4 damage, takes the Space Station. If Space Station and War World come out, that's 11 damage.
Yes, not to mention how much faction he denies.
Right.
BirdLaw for all of the yellow that he's running. So some really interesting in-game thinking already happening here with 45 to 40 the authority totals right now.
So gets the faction here. Survey ship going to hit that Imperial frigate. It's going to get that extra 2 damage for the faction ability on the Imperial frigate. So up to 6 damage there. At 45-40, I imagine you keep the frigate. I don't think we're looking to do that. Do you scrap the survey ship, or are you still looking to keep that in the deck for the faction? But I imagine you keep that too.
Yeah.
He has enough to get through the War World. As far as a take, I mean, the Hive or the Patrol Mech, and he looks like Hive.
So it looks like he took the Hive to deny it to Adam. The Patrol Mech would have been just as good, or a more general approach.
Sure,
and,
right.
I don't think you scrap these now, because Adam's deck just really isn't grinding away. He's not scrapping the way that Dave is, and so there's not as much advantage to those discards. Where he really gets that advantage is when those things pair and they just grind out so much authority.
Right. Yes. So he takes the Patrol Mech. Patrol Mech goes over to Adam. Dave took the Hive. It's going to be a pretty good card to have out there on the row, especially considering that Adam has 2 trade pods and 2 battle pods, I believe. Faction on the cutter always feels good. What a great rush!
And this is why he bought that Embassy Yacht, to get that extra 8-point swing.
Are those the only two? Are those the only 2 Trade Federation cards he has?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Look at that.
And we were wondering but now he starts to invest a little bit more, and there's the big daddy, Brain World.
Brain World.
And who needs Brain World more than Adam Charbonneau right now?
If he's able to get that would be insane. It's right before a shuffle. It would. He has 2 trade pods somewhere. Discards a Viper, which means he wants to go for it. So we're gonna have to see what happens. And he took Port of Call. I think that's a pretty good play, considering the board here. He can't get up to the mothership or the machine base. Port of Call is a 6, but it's got 6 defense. Yep. And you can scrap it out. You can scrap it to destroy a base if he needs to draw a card. So pretty powerful.
That's right. Adam wants to take a look to see if that Embassy Yacht's going to be a problem, but now he does have 2 bases. He's got the Hive, so maybe that Embassy Yacht will pay dividends later in the game.
Geez, I'm looking at the cards as he's looking at them, and I'm nervous for him, to be honest. It's a pretty potent deck, and he's got to be careful. I know he probably has a battle pod. How many trade pods did he get, though? Ooh, that's a huge draw. Oh, and he did draw a trade pod. I don't think he has enough.
No, it looks like he's got 5.
Yeah, I think he's got 5.
I think he's thinking about the
another trade pod.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that one. No,
Ooh, the Ram comes up.
Much rather have the
So
Ram.
he's going to take the Ram for sure because he's got that 3 extra. So was it worth it? If you knew Ram was coming up, would you take a trade pod to get Ram? Take a 5, like for the package deal? Would you pay 5 for that package right here?
Against a guy who's scrapping and has a lot of authority gain and is ahead of me by 20? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Given the situation, you're right. Like in a vacuum, maybe, but yeah, this is a tough scenario.
If it's my first deck and I have 5, yeah, I would do it. But I don't know.
Because the issue here for what he's scrapping that out of the row with the battle pod.
Yeah.
Smart play. Reveals a survey ship. Now, Dave just shuffled, so anything he takes right now is going to take a while to come up. But that's what I want to mention is taking the trade pod right now. The reason why we're kind of talking that way is because that card's going to come up, and it's going to be used to buy something, and that's going to go into the discard, and then that's going to have to shuffle back into the deck and then get drawn to be useful. So that's going to be something that's pretty difficult to find use of this late in the game, but at the same time, that 2 faction, maybe he's just looking to try to stay in the blob as much as possible.
Look at all this green as Dave digs through Adam's deck. If he gets a go-off turn, this could be really nasty.
That is an undecorated Christmas tree right there, man.
That is exactly right.
Jeez. Yeah, there's quite a bit.
Oh, and he throws down the cutter.
Man.
It's one of these things. The cutter is such a great card to buy. First deck, of course, you're going to take it if it's on the trade row, but you don't always plan to pair it. You don't know that you're going to get that extra damage, and this time Dave's been quite fortunate to do so.
And it seems and as everybody probably knows, it's good enough without that damage. The 4 healing, if you're looking at 4.5, 4 to 5 decks or something, that's 16 to 20 healing that you're getting just by playing it, even late game.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
That's a pretty big edge.
It's a huge edge, and wow, Dave
and he gets
Port
of Call coming in, man, taking the mothership. Will we even see the mothership come up? It's 47 to 32.
I think we will because I don't think Dave's got the damage yet. He's starting to add these bombs, but
sure, right.
But I don't think he's quite got it yet. And now,
Imperial fighters. But yeah, you're right. Here we go.
Yeah, get rid of that machine base. Keeping the cheap stuff out there. The blob carrier comes up. Probably get rid of that too. Yep, no freebies for anyone today. And then it reveals a space station. He cannot afford it, but he deals a pretty good blow here. Gets that protocol into the discard, and
I am curious about maybe scrapping out the blob destroyer. I don't know that Dave has the trade after getting rid of protocol to take carrier, but he probably has the trade to take destroyer. And at a 4 cost for 6 damage at this point in the game after taking mothership, it'd be risky. It'd be risky because carrier is 7 damage for 6. But I don't know if Dave has the trade after protocol goes out. So I might have contemplated that a little bit, but not necessarily a bad decision to get rid of the blob carrier because that'd be a dangerous card.
Now here in the mid game, Dave's deck is still grinding away, but he's not pairing these fighters. Starting to wonder if those were great buys. I mean, the overall investment he's made into Star Empire so far is fantastic, but he's not really doing a whole lot. He's just kind of getting better and better. But what do you think about those early buys of the fighters now?
That's really tough. I think that's something that I've lost matches buying those early fighters because the card you flip is just exact. It's that there's a danger because it's not just what you're taking. It's that you're opening up a lane. You're saying any card could drop right here, right now. Leaving them out there, your opponent might do the same thing to you. The fact that he did it twice, I think, actually benefits him versus doing it once and just having that single Imperial fighter. That's not very valuable.
I agree. Yeah, and so, okay.
A second space station.
Oh, and the Fleet HQ. Fleet HQ has been showing up a lot here in the Legends tournament.
Yeah.
I've gone for months without seeing the Fleet HQ. But it's
shy, man. It's a shy card.
Oh, it's shy.
It is shy, yeah.
Oh, and looks like Adam's got a couple of options here. So this multicolored approach is not really working this deck, like it did earlier on. So still, Dave's at a 40 to 22 advantage prior to this turn. So we'll see if he decides to pop that, hoping for something to come off. He's got 3 in his draw.
He played that. He waited for the discard. That is by the book. That's textbook. That's by the rules. That's exactly what you should do. You don't want to reveal information before they've made their decision. And he actually goes for so he's got 7 damage. He's going to get through the space station. I imagine you don't scrap out the frigate. You're about to shuffle. It's 40 to 22. You got to feel pretty safe. Send that thing back through one more time and use it on the next cycle. That's exactly what Dave does.
Yeah, that is exactly what he does. I think Adam wants to take a look. He feels that noose getting tight around his neck. Doesn't see a lot of starter cards in there, and he knows that he's in trouble. Not to mention the fact, as we will see, Dave's got some heat in those last 3 cards that he missed out on, which I was wondering if he would have scrapped out on the chance to get to use one of those cards this time around. Adam gets into a little bit more scrap. I think he's probably doing this for damage to get rid of the hive, make sure.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to. Dave's deck is fast enough already. He doesn't want to be enabling it through the hive.
Right. Yep. And with the situation here, like, there's nothing really on the trade row at this point that is super valuable for either of these players. Like, what is there to save Adam? Maybe that defense center is looking pretty nice.
Oh. It's going to trigger a discard here. But, you know, it's a little bit of a feeble attempt at this point. It doesn't really hurt Adam's deck. Like, his build is not around scrapping, so he's always got starters to toss. He took
the War World early. And, you know, that was kind of if we're going to call it a controversial buy, then that might have been it.
Yeah.
We need to see some work, and it's coming out now.
I should say, too, the reason why Dave throws that away here is because he knows there's not going to be another shuffle. He knows he's at a point now where he's going to kill off Adam, and if he's got to do it this deck, so throwing it away is a no loss.
Yeah. The card comes out here and is going to do exactly what he was hoping. It's going to ping off the War World here. So that's going to be 7 and 3 for 10. 15. Nice. That's a pretty big swing. But Dave has some authority to spare right now. Adam does not. So the War World being out is certainly beneficial in basically bringing his authority up to 13. But Dave has cards.
He has cards.
Yeah.
He's also in a position, looks like he's got the mothership there, too.
Wow, you called it. It would show up. Yeah. You called it would show up.
Yep.
They made it around.
And if he throws down the hive,
what a draw.
This is game.
What a draw. Yeah.
So they're going to realize it here, and let's see if they actually go through and do the overkill. They usually don't here.
Well, right.
Let's see. So he's got to get rid of the base, and he's got to do some more damage. So he might actually have to pop it just to confirm it.
Oh, actually, he needs one more.
Yeah.
He needs one more. Yeah.
So he's going to pop it, and he's getting...
he doesn't. No, wait. He does because of the faction. There it is. You see it. You see him. He went through the exact same thought process that we did. It's like, wait, I don't have it. Wait, yes, I do have it. There it is. Embassy Yacht comes down, pings off the cutter, and cutter is MVP.
He's like, that's going to be game number 1. Have it. So yes, Dave BirdLaw Logvin takes down the first of this best of 3 match. When he gets it done with the Star Empire.
He makes it happen. Dude, Imperial Frigate's been showing up today. This is the other semifinal match. We're coming in at 2020. Close match between Nick Brosnan, which is FullonRage in the app, and Amanda Storm, which is bbygurl. That's BBYGURL in the app. And she has been truly a storm, if you will, in this tournament, in the semifinals.
And she took down... Rick Darklighter DeMille in the previous match, and Rick's a quite accomplished Star Realms player.
Yeah, you could say that.
It's a big win for her, and now she's facing down a battle cruiser and who knows what else. Looks like he's got
This is already dangerous. Yeah,
this is tricky. He's been running hot, and you know Nick's a little bit of a new member. We did not see him at the inaugural White Wizard Game Fair, but he's making his name known this year.
Yeah, he's showing up. He's learning really quick. He's paying attention. He does a really good job. He's really focused, and at the worst, as you said, he's running hot. Battle cruiser, you almost wonder at 20.
Oh man!
I didn't even see the command ship hiding in the deck. This is probably going to be game number 1. I think going over to Nick.
If he's got anything blue, we know he's got another yellow card in his deck. He's holding out for some reason. He can also get rid of the base using the battlecruiser scrap ability.
Yes, and then draw a card, which I imagine he would do. I have noticed when I've seen Nick, he is a very thoughtful player.
And look at the size of his draw deck. It's 2 cards.
That looks like 2 cards.
That looks like 2 cards.
Yeah,
he's been an efficient scrapper here.
He has. I mean, looking by the cards, he's got a ton of draw, which late in the game, this is just
this is disgusting.
Ooh.
I thought I saw a stealth needle there.
I felt that right in my chest.
Okay, so
man.
Now we know that Amanda bbygurl Storm is big on overkill, so it looks like Nick is going to give her the FullonRage here.
Sure, yeah.
Give it. He's going to give her all the damage possible.
Overkill, man. Yeah.
I think she appreciates that as a player who's big into overkill herself. So let's see how much damage he can actually pull off here. So he draws that space station he just bought. He's going to throw it down for an extra 4. Maybe she's giving him tips on how to
on how to do more damage. Like, how can make this happen? You can actually, you can do this much more damage. But this is gonna be FullonRage taking game number 1 of the best of 3 series in the semis here with the core set, and that's a good start. I mean, Amanda Storm coming off a 2-1 victory in the quarterfinals against Darklighter, Rick DeMille, and wow, that's pretty impressive. Game number 2 here, we saw Dave take game number 1. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen here in game number 2. Can Adam bring it back? Adam, one of the one of 2 undefeated players through the Swiss rounds. So that was really impressive. And then winning in his quarterfinals match to go up to the semis.
Okay, and he's back into the green business, buying that trade pod.
Right back, man.
And he didn't have a lot of choices. I guess he could have bought an Explorer or a Corvette, but the trade pod, considering this trade row, looks pretty good.
Yeah, Fleet HQ.
That's right.
It's here again. Not shy today. It knows like this is the Legends series at White Wizard Games Fair. I want to show up. Yeah. I want to be a part of this.
Yeah, I need some more screen time.
I need it is. It's like I need to be on screen. So here, I think Patrol Mech, if he has 4, I mean we don't know what he has. If he has 4, you take Patrol Mech. If you have 3, you take Ram. If you have 5, I mean that's tough. Do you take Ram and then maybe go for a 2 on the Explorer or the Corvette? Do you take the Patrol Mech and potentially waste a trade out?
Well, I think if you've got 4, you definitely take the Patrol Mech. The flexibility of the damage.
He goes Warworld with 5.
Wow.
Oh my goodness!
Shows up a cutter. Now think about that. If he had bought that Ram, he would have had the cutter as well.
Yeah.
So wow. Yeah. Interesting. So he's kind of committed now, and he's daring Adam to buy this Corvette.
I almost wonder he's putting the pressure on, and that's a nice advanced play. He's saying that Corvette, I want you to think about spending money on it. Adam's not going to fall for it. It's the cutter is still the cutter. Trade bot comes up. I imagine he takes the trade bot.
Yeah, but he does not want to be in a damage situation.
Oh, he takes the Corvette.
Yeah.
He could not last through the threat.
I think he's looking at it that Dave's going to have to pick the Patrol Mech or the trade pod next time because he doesn't have any.
Well, he's only got 3.
That's right.
He's only got 3. He can't even get the Patrol Mech.
He knows the Patrol Mech's off limits for him, so he's kind of taking advantage of that. And
I got to think he takes trade bot here. If I'm really into it, like as far as you have the War World, your opponent just kind of drafted against you for the car. He takes the Ram, trying to cycle up. Okay.
So I think the Ram actually there's a good argument for that because trade bot by itself is going to help you, but it's only over 4.5 decks. It's only going to scrap out 4 cards.
Sure.
You really need an engine, and that means you need the Patrol Mech working. You need a trade bot working. You need a bevy of scrap, just like you need a bevy of Star Empire, and Adam is going to have a better shot at that.
He's building pretty straightforward. He's going Christmas, man. He's going red green. He's got the car. He's got the Corvette, which isn't going to take up any room in his deck, and he's just really pushing up on red green. We'll have to see if Dave can snag the Imperial Frigate, or if he has the option if he goes Ram down here if he has 3.
Yeah, and I think Dave's opportunities here. I mean, he might go for that Ram, but what he's at this point now, everybody's eyes need to be on that central office. That card is so powerful.
It is.
It's really it'll deliver, and Dave's starting to buy some economy to support that.
He did take the Imperial Frigate instead of the Ram, and I think he's going all in with the War World. He's going to try to move towards that War World as much as possible.
I think so, and people try to get that value out of their cards. They don't want to buy a card like the War World and then never trigger it off for faction. So there we are with that beautiful cutter.
There it is.
We'll see, what does Adam decide to go with? We can't quite see the rest of his hand. But he's got at least 2, 3, so he'll take that Ram, and that fits right into his deck. And then the recycling
bike, and that's not going to be enough. So he will take the survey ship, which makes sense in this situation. And a Brain World comes up. You got if Dave can grab the bike, oh my goodness, did he actually draw 2 Vipers? Wow, yeah, that is so unfortunate. 3, he's going to take an Explorer here. That's the most he can take.
Yeah.
And the bike is actually potentially going to go over to Adam. That's really unfortunate for Dave. I think he bottom decked.
I'm going to do you one better, actually.
Oh boy, here we go.
Adam's going to be in a position to perhaps get the Brain World. So,
if he gets a Ram Trade Pod?
Well, or yeah, exactly. If he gets Ram Trade Pod, we'll see. Doesn't look like he's going to get that. I don't know. We're trying to spy there, just like the viewer. So he's like, oh, I'll take that. Let's see, what does he have? He's got 6, I think.
I think I see a patrol mech.
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah, so I think 6.
But you know, he needs that. Well,
7.
7.
Yeah,
7.
So you were talking about that central office. Does he go? But does he leave bike? Because Dave has Warworld and he has Imperial Frigate. Like, he's clearly going for this thing. Central office. There's all bases out right now.
Yeah, it's a really tough decision, and that's why Adam's in the tank on it.
Right. But he has Cutter, and that's a nice card to ally. That's a nice card to ally with, like, a central office or something.
Yeah, I think he might forego and basically get on that recycling station, and he does.
He is. I like that play. I'm going to be totally honest. I like that play. I think central office is an incredible card. In this situation, I don't think you can give your opponent you can't miss bike twice and then give it over after Dave unfortunately drew 3 scouts. I think you just got to take it.
You're right.
Chances of him taking central office I don't think are very high because he's probably going to want to take Royal Redoubt anyway.
Yeah, so
because he seems to be going for that Star Empire.
So he's got an Explorer here, so he's got 3. He's got 7. He could take down the central office if he wanted, or he could go machine base. And if there's a guy who needs some scrap in his deck, it's BirdLaw.
Do you think he goes Royal because he's been going for it so hard, or do you think he takes machine or central?
I'm saying he's going machine base at this point.
Okay.
Machine base does a lot. It's got a 6 defense for you.
Yes.
It draws.
Yes.
He needs to make sure that as many yellow cards hit the table at the same time as that War World as possible, as often as possible.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any scrap. I mean, they've been buying into economy, all thinking about these beasts of the card. Well, now they're all here, and he's got the chance to buy one.
Yeah, and I mean, he did just shuffle his deck. He might be wondering, it's not going to come up for a while. But I agree. I think machine base is the take. I think that's the take. I just wonder because he took the gamble on War World so early. Does he continue the gamble?
Yeah, and I think what he's really wondering is really which of these that he goes for. I wouldn't blame him if he took central office, but it doesn't look. What ship is he going to put on top?
Right, for the same reason, right?
Yeah.
It's all bases out there.
And he throws away the Explorer.
Oh, man.
Does he dare?
Does he? He's really thinking, and with reason for the record. I can understand why he's thinking about this. 39 to 44. Like, it's still... How far into this game are we? Still 39 to 44. Like, everybody's just kind of ramping up their deck, just kind of waiting.
Yeah. And that's what happens when the plan comes together.
Right.
Everybody's swinging for 30 or 40, and looks like Adam's trade bot kind of hanging out there. All right, so he scraps the Ram.
He did scrap it. So which one's he taking of the 3? You got 3 doors.
3 doors.
I think door number 3 is the right choice down there at the bottom of the trade row, but we're going to have to see if he feels the same way. Because he's thinking about it, which means he's running through that. I think he's thinking of Royal Redoubt just because he's been so on it. There it is, machine base.
And Sam, it's really important to say here, the difference between a 6-cost card and a 7-cost card is a lot bigger than just one.
Yes.
I mean, the overall power level of a 6-cost and a 7-cost card are over, so you can't have 7 and inefficiently let that get away. So
yes.
Adam goes Blob Carrier, a very situational card.
But it has
a lot of damage.
He has plenty of, he's been going blob, so.
Yep. Now we need to replace that 5th card so we know what's going on. Oh, BirdLaw does not. He's so excited.
He's actually just really, he wants to play a 4-card trade row. And I think that's
they're going to realize it in a second.
When he starts, there it is. It's like, oh wait, I forgot. Another base, by the way, another base. Imperial Frigate coming out hitting the War World, so that's gonna give that 7 and 6. So up on 13 damage. He's probably gonna scrap out that Explorer. 15 damage coming through. Yeah. That's exactly what he wanted. Unfortunate that actually Adam wasn't able to kill the War World.
Now here's some crazy stuff that we haven't talked about. This is actually a grudge match between Dave and Adam because last year in this same tournament at White Wizard Game Fair 2016, it was Dave BirdLaw Logvin who knocked out Adam.
That's right.
Anvroser Charbonneau. And
there you go.
He's already in this commanding position. So Adam's really chomping at the bit to get back and get a win on him. But he's in a tough spot.
Yeah. Dave is saying, I kind of want to keep knocking you out of these tournaments. That'd be good. I want to make that grand finals, man. I want to get that top 2. I want to be on a card in the future.
That's right.
39 to 29, 10 authority lead here for Dave, and War World's still out from that first buy.
Yeah, and that's the long-lived bases definitely come back to haunt you. They stay out for a long time as we get a little bit of a peek through Dave's discard pile. As Adam's wondering, what do I got to face down against? And we can kind of see what Dave's holding there. Not a whole big mess of stuff, but But Adam's in a hole that he needs to dig himself out of fast.
Yeah, he's got to make something happen. It's not that he doesn't have the cards to make it happen either, but it's worth noting that we did already note that Dave doesn't have a lot of scrap, and Adam has been scrapping a bit. It's just if it's going to be enough. 29 to 39. Or his cards. He doesn't really have those big hitters, except that he did take that blob carrier. We'll have to see if that comes into play in a bit. But nothing out. What's it going to take, right?
Yeah,
you aren't going to take freighter. You're going to carry freighter late in the game.
And let's not forget that machine base is a huge card.
Yes.
Gives you that draw, it guarantees you 1 scrap, and it soaks for 6.
It's going to soak 6, and he doesn't have any automatic base destruction.
No.
So that is actually going to soak 6 when that comes out.
Mm-hmm. So he's trying to decide what to do here.
He can barely get through the war world, but thank goodness he can. That's important.
And it looks like the players are trying to count down to see.
He's going to scrap for the discard.
Yep. So he's going to try to trigger the discard. We know that that's not going to really hurt BirdLaw's case.
Not too
as
much.
We put the war world back. Maybe he's trying to hold him off from buying the freighter to make sure that he can't catch up on the brain world.
I wonder.
These guys are taking this super seriously. They were really catching close observation, keeping close tabs on what the other guy's deck is.
I'm not even sure you buy it. Like Royal Redoubt, it has a primary ability that does damage, which is good. And otherwise, I'm not sure there's really going to be much else purchased here. This is going to be the decks that are here are probably going to have to do most of the work.
I think so. And in that case, who's got the advantage? Well, it looks to me like BirdLaw. He can take damage. He can keep scrapping. He has forced discards, and he took that. We forgot to mention he took the battle station, so he's got a lot of outposts. He's got the machine base, he's got the battle station at 5, he's got the space station at 4. So he's got 15 added authority essentially to what he's got there. And here comes the recyclotron.
Here we go. It needs to do work.
And it's one of those interesting things here. So we got that patrol mech out there, but it's a lonely world. And,
yeah,
he's not in a good place here.
I think you got to use it for damage, right? I don't think you're looking to pick anything up here with a freshly shuffled deck here.
If he had 8, I could see him going with the brain world.
Sure, right.
But he does not, and he knows that there's a lot of damage coming his way. Disappointed that he didn't actually get what he was hoping for. Maybe he's going to go freighter here.
He's thinking maybe central office.
Yeah,
I think he's contemplating it.
Oh, it looks like he's pointing to the.
He's taking the Royal. Interesting.
Wow.
I honestly didn't even have that on the table. That's an interesting play.
Yeah, he's trying to deny it.
Maybe that's survivability. Maybe that's his thought process. He's thinking survivability-wise, I actually just need to get some more bases out to try to live through this, but I don't know.
The thing is, he doesn't have a lot of draw. He has 2 scrap cards, but they really haven't done what he wanted. And
sure.
Just like I was saying, he'll be going into his 3rd deck here. Yeah. He's going to be scrapping with a trade bot, and he's gotten scrapped 2 of his starter cards out. He really has not paid off for him.
Yeah, we have Dave on the whiff. So Dave actually played there was just a 2 Viper and he didn't buy anything. Trade escort hanging out here. Scrap's going to come in. He's going to get the draw from the car. And I think I did see a ram there. So it's going to trade escort I think would be a buy, even though it may not be something that people necessarily want to have. But as far as somebody has a cutter in this game, I thought.
Yeah, so he will throw that up just for the authority.
Yeah.
Just for the authority, he'll go for it. And
now, did he hasn't used the cycle right on the bike yet?
He did.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He did. Yes.
That's where he ended up with the carrier and the ram. So he's doing a healthy amount of damage here. He's definitely punishing Dave, but Dave's got to feel pretty good here.
But I could see this coming down. I could see this coming down to it, right down to the wire. Because of the recycling station really doing work here. Corvette and Tradebot have been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Does he scrap out ram to take that patrol mech? I imagine you keep the ram.
I would keep it because if a command ship or something else is possible,
right?
You want to know that you have a chance to get it.
Sure. Yeah.
Dave takes another look. These guys are really in the tank.
They're looking.
Yeah.
I mean, and continuing something else is like continuing to just see the cards and remind yourself helps it stick in your head a little bit, and that's something too that some people like really habitually ask for the discard pile, and I can understand why. Just so you can like imprint the cards that you're seeing over and over, so you can remember them easier.
Yep, that's right.
Because you can't like retroactively ask. Like once that's shuffled, like he no longer can ask for those cards. Like so it's not the worst thing to just take advantage of them.
Yep. And we see that Adam pulled the Royal Redoubt. Looks like it's a little naked. against a big old wall of bases here. So he'll probably be able to take out that machine base, but he will not get through the battle station.
Do you scrap frigate here? I think I scrap frigate here because he just shuffled, and it's 20 to 27.
Well, keep in mind, he's still got a lot of starter cards. The machine base has just started to do its jobs for him. So,
like, what if he draws the War World, though, or something, and gets another...
Yeah. Well, if he draws War World, he won't get faction, though.
He won't. But he does get 4. Like, that's a base wall and a half. Then you got a decision... I just think because he just shuffled his deck. That's the only thing I'm thinking of, is that he just shuffled his deck. So keeping the Imperial Frigate, it might not show up again regardless of how the game goes. It's 20 to 27. It could kind of go either way. He keeps it. He keeps it. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong play there, but I was just curious because he just seems to be moving through his cards pretty quick here.
Yeah, so let's see. Adam looks like... So we know that Escort went on top.
We know the Escort's there.
So he's going to...
Oh, huge! That is huge. If Adam needed... If there was a time to have that happen.
Wow.
It's right now.
Wow. How did we not see that?
16-point swing. Absolutely insane. 8 heal, 8 damage. He can't get... He's got base wall, though. But that 8 healing, oh, my God.
Patrol Mech comes in to punish a little bit more. Wow. So, yeah. So he's got his own little base wall going. He's definitely decided it's worth extending this match a bit.
Yeah. So 6 and 5 definitely going to go down and soak. And Dave, without authority gain... should actually be feeling a little nervous now. He's not... 15's going to be pretty... He's getting low.
Oh, here's the War World. But look what else. This is why he did not...
There we go.
He did not scrap it.
Wow, what a draw.
This. And Adam's got to be happy to have that Royal Redoubt in the middle.
You certainly got to scrap it now, though, right?
Yeah.
15? You got 15, right?
Looking at his deck, I mean, so he's got 3 starters, then he's really thinking about it. At 15, Adam's deck certainly has the damage to finish him off, so he cannot take any chances. I think he must scrap the Imperial Frigate here for that draw.
And he has starters to scrap if he grabs machine base. He has a starter in his hand. He doesn't have to worry about sending something out that he doesn't want. There it is. He does scrap it
for the draw, and it's
he gets a thing. Well, I mean,
Hey, damage is damage is damage.
Damage is damage.
You can quote me on that one. You can quote me on that one, Sam. Damage is damage is damage.
I've been quoting you all over the place with that, so don't worry. It's already been happening. So he's going to go ahead. Warworld's going to do the faction damage for the extra 4. 7 and 6 plus 3. So that's 16 damage.
TradeBot does its job for only the 3rd time this game.
True. Ooh! Ouch. Nothing out there, though.
Let's see.
Does he fish? Take that freighter? Or the patrol mech?
He could. I think he does. He should actually take the freighter. He should take the freighter.
In case he has to scoop the patrol mech onto the top. He takes the patrol mech onto the top.
He should have. Oh! See, this is exactly why you don't do this.
Yeah, that's why you got... Oh.
This is exactly why you don't do that.
Oh, man. And and right now he's probably thinking about that. Like, they've been so careful. He's probably like, why didn't I, I
think what he wants is to pair it so that he can strap down. But, I mean, looking at where we are in the game, and he's got the Corvette going there, and what looks like a bit of a minor whiff on Dave's side.
Wow.
He throws down that blob fighter. That blob fighter, people are buying it like crazy. But
this might actually be the win.
Oh,
that's the win. That's it.
Adam takes
so
it down.
even not having that's going to be a 1-1 tied semifinals between BirdLaw and Adam. Who is, what is it?
Anvroser.
Anvroser, yeah, that's right.
You can't. Wow. We'll have to ask him later how he feels about why he took that one. I think he was definitely trying to get the extra scrap, but if he had bought the freighter, he would have topped that battle cruiser.
Right, and I see what you mean by that. If he buys the freighter, it's going into his discard, and then worst case scenario, he can still top deck the patrol mech. He's leaving himself the out there.
That's exactly right.
But the battle cruiser coming up as soon as I wish that was on top of my deck, right? But he ends up getting the win anyway. So congratulations to that. That's going to be a tied semifinals, and once again the grudge match.
All right, so we're going to go back and check out FullonRage. Nick Brosnan, against Amanda Babygirl Storm here. Nick taking the first round of this best of 3, and he's bringing the pain here.
Are we going to see two tied semifinals? Amanda is 46-13 on the authority, but you can see that Nick's got some damage. He's trying to put something together. He's getting the draw. Looks like a bike just went down, so he's got cycle. He's got damage. I'm really curious to see what's in Amanda's hand when the turn cycle's over.
Thinking about it. Is he going to scrap something out of that trade row? Maybe he's already passed on that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, so seems like he's scooping here and just knocking down. That's 16 points of damage right in there. Amanda is playing it very, very closely. She doesn't fidget her cards? You notice how
she actually always draws her hand and she might look at it, but she always just sets it down and waits.
You know that there's a really great just like in other card games, even poker for example. There's a huge advantage to not giving away that information.
Yes,
you can't be looking nervous if you're not holding the cards.
Bingo.
So she cycles that freighter, throws down a couple more vipers, and it looks like it's kind of a whiff for her.
Yeah, the freighter whiffed. Yeah. But I mean, we don't know what's in her deck, but I got to imagine the next hand's going to be pretty brutal, whatever's in there. Yeah, so we'll have to see. Because Nick's down that much authority for a reason, and she hasn't been magically just bringing the authority down.
Yeah.
7. What's in the deck? What's in the stars here for Nick to try to stay alive here?
So he's got a little scrap engine going. The blob
fighter. The blob wheel over there.
This time, the blob fighter pays off on the draw.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of blob fighters not factioning. Yeah, finally does that second job.
And he's feeling the heat here. He's not completely scrapped out. You see stealth.
I saw a stealth needle in there, and there was the battle blob.
Yeah, any of those would be nasty.
He needs the combo.
It looks like he may not be drawing a lot. He's got a little bit of air there.
And it's 7. I mean, the blob wheel's not protecting anything. That's damage goes straight through that. Just needs, a blob carrier, a dreadnought. I mean, you name it. We could just list a bunch of cards.
Wow. So down 24-7.
Can she finish it off?
What's she got?
Yeah.
Battle cruiser. Oh, yeah, she's got it. He's dead. He's dead.
Battle cruiser going to come out. She could. Let's see if she plays all the way out. Scraps out battle station for 5. Battle cruiser for 5. Yeah, she's going to go for it. And then she'll scrap out the battle cruiser to get an extra draw and destroy the base for funsies. Why not?
Yeah, she's like,
there it is. Yeah, she's like, okay, let's just.
She's just like,
So bowl semifinals 1-1. Bowl semifinals going to the best of 1 third match.
Wow, this is great, and this looks like it was a pretty good match. I sort of want to see the cards kind of come out and see what she's bought. Survey ship, War World.
So she was pretty Star Empire. It looked like.
Yeah.
She had gone, which is just such a beautiful thing. What a great faction, man! Star Empire.
This is a total tug of war, Sam. It's a total tug of war here.
Oh man!
Both of these matches tied 1-1. We go to the deciding games.
You see Adam rubbing his hands together. He's like, okay, all right, okay. This is I'm starting to get here. He was saying that the camera doesn't bother him. I was talking to him. He was saying the camera doesn't bother him. He just goes into game mode where all the numbers are just running in his head. I don't know if that's bluffing, because I gotta, like, anytime I'm on camera, it doesn't matter if I feel comfortable or not. I still know I'm on camera, right? You still got to know that every card they're dropping, you and I are gonna make a joke about every single one, and whatever. So
yeah, and and not to think, this is also being streamed out to the Game Fair. About the Game Fair to the Games channel, White Wizard Games channel.
Right.
So a lot of other people are watching now, and don't forget about the people who are going to watch in the future, because it's all going to be archived up on the channel. So
they're actually they're putting this on ESPN tomorrow. Actually, a rebroadcast.
The Ocho, right?
Yeah, the Ocho. Yeah, exactly.
The Ocho.
Yeah, that went without saying. Yeah, the Ocho. Yeah, throwing it up there. So going into game number 3 here, and we're gonna see what's going to happen here.
Interesting trade row here. So it looks like.
Trading Post always seems to be one of those cards when it comes up early in a vanilla game. You like, if depending on how much trade is available, you kind of want to buy it and you kind of don't. So I see a cutter. So we got a cutter first round, and then he doesn't go Trading Post or Embassy Yacht. He goes Hive.
He goes Hive.
He goes Hive with 5 on the second turn.
And we don't know what Adam grabbed in his first turn, but there might be some great reasons for that if he's looking to soak that damage.
I wonder if. And then he takes Embassy Yacht. The only mystery here is, we'll eventually see the card that he took, but once we know that, maybe it'll give us a clearer picture. But I gotta think that the Hive is a very strange buy right there.
Embassy Yacht feels like a block. First of all, there's a lot of bases here, but it's also a block against the cutter.
Right.
And it's really interesting to think that way early game. Really, these players are not thinking about the next turn; they're thinking about 2 turns from now.
Sure.
And hey, here comes the cutter.
He took the Destroyer, if I saw that right.
He did?
Yeah, he took the Destroyer. So cutter on the other side now.
Oh, will he resist buying the trade pod?
Battle Pod's up there. I take Battle Pod here. I think Battle Pod, I think that's the better play. Gives you some trade row control to get rid of a pretty dangerous card, plus the 4 damage to get through towards Hive.
And not to mention the fact that if BirdLaw wants to start using that draw card, he's going to have to find some himself.
So actually the Embassy Yacht and that Battle Pod are pretty good plays, like as far as not only denying your opponent, but they're going to do really well for his deck. So far, I actually really like the way Adam's playing this trade row. So we'll have to see. But with the Blob Destroyer and the Hive faction over here for Dave, and he's going to start building that base wall. Imperial Frigate, you are showing up in every game. I love you.
Now it looks to me like there were 2 embassy yacht spots, so Adam might have gone in deep into the pool of blue here.
Yeah.
In which case he's looking at a really interesting hand here. Maybe he can get 7 and pull that Dreadnought. How great would that be?
Oh, geez. That'd be exactly what the doctor ordered. No scrap, right?
Yep.
No scrap in this game.
No scrap so far. So there's embassy.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so the embassy yacht was so that was the buy. Okay.
6. There's no way you don't take the Dreadnought here.
Wow. Yeah, you take Dread for sure. I'd be very surprised to see anything else. So the only thing he could be thinking is battle station trading post, right? Like he might think maybe I got to make these embassy yachts actually worth it. Okay.
I don't think so.
It was a brief thought. It was a very brief thought before it's like, you know what, I just can't not take Dreadnought here.
Yeah, I mean, and you're fine to leave that Hive out there. I mean, you'll take that damage, but he just healed it all back. And get Dave's draw deck back on the wrong side, so he can put the Hive in the discard.
Good, yeah, you know, this is interesting. Embassy Yacht helps when you have bases. It doesn't get through bases. He has the Dreadnought, which is going to help. He has the Battle Pod, which is going to help. Otherwise, it's kind of like authority gain for Adam and bases for Dave. They're both playing this game in a slow way in 2 different ways.
Yeah.
So who's gonna kind of break through? This could be a long game. I predict this could be a pretty long game here.
And you know, if we think about like the typical opening hands for Star Realms games, you're trying to put yourself in a position to buy one of the bombs. You want the command ship. You want, and a lot of times you'll open a game, it'll be in the opening row, and you know it's a race to that card. Whoever gets that card is really advantaged to win.
Right.
Not a guarantee, but really advantaged to win. And so these guys are trying to take these very flexible cards, the Space Station, super flexible, the Cutter, super flexible, and they're just really trying to reflect who's going to blink and turn up a card that changes the game.
Right, yes. So the Hive and Space Station out, and Dreadnought comes up at a really nice time.
Ooh.
Nice timing.
Oh, into Dave's move, which is to pair the Embassy Yacht and the Cutter. That was what he was doing last game.
Yeah. And that's enough. And now he doesn't have to worry about the contemplating terror of getting rid of a Dreadnought early, which I imagine he wouldn't do, but you still like end up thinking about it because he wouldn't have been able to get through both bases.
That's right.
That Faction Cutter is huge, gives him the damage. He gets to keep Dreadnought without sweating about, do I get rid of this? Is it really something I have to do or not?
It gets into that. It gets a little more into scrap. Oh, and he's got the money. He's got to buy that Blob Destroyer. He can't.
I think he got. He's looking at the Embassy, or not the Embassy. I'm sorry, the Imperial Frigate down there. But I mean, yeah, you got to take the Blob Destroyer here.
Yeah,
I'd be very. I said he was looking at it. I said he was looking at it, but I didn't expect him to pull the trigger.
Oh,
what's the thought process there? What's the thought process there for the Imperial Frigate instead of the Blob Destroyer? Because there's 2 bases out. I mean, his opponent's going bases.
I think he's really looking forward, and he's forecasting the value of what that late game draw is going to be for him. So that Imperial Frigate late is going to be the thing that lets him pair these 2 blue cards again together, and maybe that's where his brain is.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so I think, and he also doesn't want to let Dave get to that card, so you know, maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't want Dave to get to the Blob Destroyer either, right? No, like it's that's interesting because he's got the Hive. He's got the Hive, you know, and that Blob Destroyer is going to do good. They're both over 50 authority, so 52 to 51. This game, like I said, it could end up being a pretty brutal match, and there's scrap to match the missile bot on the other side.
Look at this. We didn't know this, but Dave already had a Blob Destroyer in his hand. And he just pulled 3, so he kind of had a little semi-whiff there.
Oh my goodness!
In terms of building the momentum on his deck.
I think Adam knew about the whiff. I think he knew. That's what it was. He knew he'd have 3. Yeah. He said, "You're gonna have 3." I do wonder if he was thinking about that in some way and thinking, okay, you might not have a lot of trade, but I mean, you can't know for sure.
That's crazy.
That is really crazy.
But you know, hey, a champion's got to be able to see the future just a little bit, right?
Exactly. You got it. Yep. Yeah, it helps to have those powers, man.
All right, so he gets deeper into supply bot. Green everywhere. Dave's got to be loving that.
Wait, he just skipped it again though.
Yeah, I think he
skipped it twice. He's not interested.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to say real quick, I think earlier I was talking to him and he said that he just didn't like Blob Destroyer.
Really?
I think he was mentioning that he just doesn't like it. That may have been somebody else. I may be messing that up, but I think it was him. But clearly he doesn't, because that card's been out there and he's taken everything but that card.
How do you think he feels about Blob World?
I think he feels hopefully better about Blob World. He took a Blob Wheel. Maybe he can ladder that up into the Blob World.
I think he's the only of these two players, the one best positioned to get 8 authority or 8 trade and be able to actually purchase this.
Yes.
He's taken a page out of Baby Girl's book here and letting his card sit, taking a sip while Dave shows his whiff hand. Looks like, you know, he basically pulls that second destroyer. But, yeah, he's got 5 starters, which means he should have a pretty good hand.
This could be dangerous. Yep, this could be pretty brutal. He does get that blob destroyer off there, so we can stop sweating about it.
Yeah, it's always, isn't it a weird phase of the game, right, where people the wind and the sails kind of just lags for a second?
Right. Yes. yeah. So, and I mean, let's not underplay the pressure. Winner goes on to the grand finals to be a legend in the Star Realms Legends series. Like, that is a huge thing at White Wizard Games Fair 2017. Losers eliminated. You know, there's still prizes for, I think, a top 4, maybe even top 8, but the losers eliminated from that chance. So there's a lot riding on this, and this is a best of 1. So they're both really, I think they're bringing their A game here, and they're really trying to think it out.
Yep, you're right. They're in the tank. Imperial Fighter.
I mean, he took the Imperial Frigate earlier.
Yeah, he scrapped out the defense center. That's a good idea there. Don't give BirdLaw a chance to get back into any kind of rhythm, any kind of authority gain. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'll just keep scrapping down and dropping these green bombs on your head.
Yeah. No, on this row, Blob World is clearly the winner of the row, but it costs 8. And so it's a little difficult. It's also the hardest card to purchase off the row. Trading Post. I mean, you got a battle station right next, and he takes the Federation shuttle too. This is pretty. I mean, it's still 46 to 47.
Yeah,
they're trying to make this like the longest recorded Star Realms game. I think that is a really interesting buy. Battle station there for me. They both scrap out, so they're both not going to do as much damage to the deck because you can get rid of them later.
Oh, yeah.
And a Missile Mech comes out. Missile Mech comes out on the other side.
Look, there's the Big Daddy.
And there it is.
Ship.
There it is.
And who's going to get to it first?
I got to think that they're going to buy Command Ship over the Blob Worlds.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like that's especially with how much blue they both got cutter.
Yep. Late game draw is going to win you this match. What do we got? So it looks like BirdLaw's got a rainbow hand again. So they're just trying to make sure they've got the authority totals right here, and he's going to drop down some bases.
This is tough.
BirdLaw might have enough to get the command ship this turn. I'm thinking he has 7, maybe he has 8.
Okay, there's the close look. He's got the space station.
Yeah, he's
got the space station. So he has just enough.
No, I think he has.
What's
7.
Behind the scout?
I can't tell. He does have enough.
Was it enough? Was that a second scout? Is that what I saw?
I think so.
It's a Viper. It's a Viper. No,
he does not have it.
He has 7, and no ping for the draw. So I think
It's a little gamesmanship here as he tries to like make Adam think he's got it. He's got it, but we know that he doesn't. He's trying to decide. I think a battle station here is a clear buy.
I think so.
Or I mean, you could make an argument for the survey.
You could make the argument.
I wouldn't.
But I think that was the right play. Battle Blob coming up. That's within reach. That's much more in reach for these players.
That's right. So he's
scrapping the cutter for 20 extra healing. I'm kidding. That's not actually.
I was like,
so going to heal for 4. Going to do the 3 and the 2. So 5. It's a nice little swing. They're staying up around their starting authority totals.
I know.
This is insane. Finally, actually, a big hit. Yeah, the big hit. So the damage hadn't gone through yet. So 38 to 50 now. Dave's sitting at a pretty nice little lead, but knowing what we've been seeing for their decks, I wouldn't feel too comfortable just yet.
No, and he's actually added a lot of density to his deck, whereas Adam has not. And we see he throws down that Dreadnought. This is going to be a big term for Adam. He's going to be getting a lot of scrap on here.
There we go.
Yep, so he's got
here 2. It goes. Yep.
It looks like his... and then he's also got double embassy yachts here.
That's my attempt at the authority healing noise.
Is that the double embassy yacht sound?
That's the double embassy yacht sound. So we're gonna do. So the 6 healing's coming through. The Dreadnought finally shows up again. He's got the 2 scrap. He's got rainbow plays here. He's going to get rid of it to take the command ship. We didn't even comment. That's right. He had 6 plus the 3, so he's got 9.
We were still adding the damage.
We were just sitting here enjoying the 2 embassy yacht noises. But yeah, congratulations to him for buying a great card. Just a wonderful purchase. What a purchase.
He takes a commanding lead in this game by getting that purchase and that 2 scraps.
There we go. Yep.
He's going to be going off here in a couple turns. And Dave's in a rough way. Needs to get his plan together.
So those bases did soak pretty well, 45 to 44, especially with the scrap too. And I like your comment that Dave has added some fluff, if we want to call it that.
Cruft is the word.
Cruft. Okay.
That trade post is cruft.
Yeah, trade post plus the Fed shuttle directly after. Those are cards that maybe will faction off and help with the cutter, things like that. But is that really likely? What's the probability of that happening, and then of it actually making enough of a difference to win the game? We'll have to see. But that seems like a pretty interesting play.
Truth is, that's not what his deck needs right now. I mean, now if he was dropping the trade post and pairing it with the cutter, that would be great. But he's really kind of struggled here. So he's trying to speed up his deck a little bit.
Yeah,
and he's still punching. He's still
heal
punching.
For 4 and hit for 6. These authority totals are just ridiculous. Like they're still up there. It's worth noting because he took the Federation shuttle after taking the trading post. He clearly has something in mind. He's not. I don't think he's doing that just for the sake of doing it. Taking the trading post alone, I think that's what I might have done to get rid of it.
And a double discard, but thankfully lacking any sort of scrap. BirdLaw doesn't have a problem with those two. It just dumps a couple.
Sure, just like, okay, I got you. Yeah.
But I think when he took that Fed shuttle, he opened up a missile mech.
Right. And that was
Adam
taken
bought that
immediately.
And then,
right off
so
the bat.
You look at the rabbit hole that got to that purchase of the command ship, which has got to be coming up here really soon.
Yep.
So it's just not flowing Dave's direction here. He's going to heal up for 1, and he's just going to see that thing.
Trading post not going to stop. Trading post can't stop a missile mech. Nope. It's not going to do. It's not going to do very much. Oh.
The big
command ship.
So
for those who don't know, command ship, heal for 5, 4 damage, and draw 2 cards in a primary ability.
Yeah, he just gets tighter and tighter with that scrap. There's below that base. Draw a card.
Another draw on the faction. I saw a cutter in there too, so he could destroy that base twice. Yeah. This is a huge swing.
Look at this! Look at this authority gain. And
my goodness!
Charbonneau takes a commanding.
He's going to be up above 50 again, and the damage. But this is the first time we've been waiting for this to happen. They've been floating up about the same authority the whole time, but now finally the hammer drops, and it comes down on Dave. BirdLaw's going to be on the ropes here.
He is definitely on the ropes, and I don't really remember what else that Adam's got in his deck that matters. He just basically added the battle blob. What else is there that he's got?
I mean, Dreadnought. Have we seen Dreadnought come up yet?
No, Dreadnought in this deck has not come up.
Yeah, Dreadnought might be just the win here.
I think he's got a big whiff. Yeah, he's got a whiff.
It's complete air.
Yeah, but
Dave hasn't even looked at his cards yet. He's like, okay, finally, let's take a look at these.
And yes, and so we see. Yeah, so he's going to scrap. Does not look like his rainbow draw is not helping him, and that Fed shuttle is hurting him. I know, I can see why he would buy it, but he's paying for it late in the game.
Sure. Yep.
It only is great when you've got tight blue or it's super early.
Yeah. So with 6, I mean, you could take the battle mech for there it is.
Yeah, you take the battle mech.
And there you go. 6 damage through. Still only 16.
The good news for Dave is that if he's paying attention, I mean, he's wondering when the Dreadnought's showing up, but he knows that there's probably not a lot left in Adam's deck, so he's going to get to take a turn, not for free, but he's going to get back into his shuffle, and there's not really nothing amazing is happening, nothing like that last turn. So
Dave has bases, and he needs them right now. They have to come up. Adam asking to look. He just wants to look here.
What do you got? And then we Battle Station. We haven't seen the Battle Station yet.
So you saw us down at the bottom. He needs all those bases. He's got Hive. Yeah, we need Battle Station out. We need Hive out. But we need Space Station.
Battle Station is one of these last 2 cards that he hasn't played yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm throwing down. I'm calling it.
Yeah. Okay.
We haven't seen it
because keeping track and looking at cards and I like it.
It's like, oh, what do you have? Let me look at your all-star deck of non-starters. 2, 3.
Wow! Look at all those Trade Federation symbols in there. That is terrifying.
Adam's got to be feeling great.
I would be feeling pretty confident. Yeah.
Wondering what's going to happen next.
This is, and as you said, the grudge match. How good must it feel for Adam if he manages to pull this off?
There we are with the Battle Station as I called.
You're just so smart. Made it happen.
Man. Thanks. No. The shuffle made it happen.
Who shuffled these cards?
That's yeah. So okay, that survey shift and.
Nope, not gonna. But he can get one more faction at the battle mech, so he's got to be liking that he at least took that.
Yeah, he's going to make it respectable here. He's going to get the authority totals within line, but then
what's the swing, right? What's Adam going to bring down?
I mean, we know the Dreadnought's there. Yep. That's going to be trouble.
Okay.
We need Doctor, we need a base. We need a base stat.
This feels like Final Destination, where like seeing what's going to happen already. Like, and this is pretty brutal.
Well, in fairness, he's going to heal.
He's going to heal for the 4,
and he's going to force.
He's got a battle station.
He's going to just flail that last discard by scrapping the survey ship just to see if he can slow Adam anyway.
Yeah,
but we know it's.
And he's going to do actually quite a bit of damage here. He's going to do 4, 5, 6, 12. 12 in a discard.
Yep, and here he is throwing away the survey ship.
He's going to heal for 4. So 18 to 20. It's actually going to be pretty close.
Yeah.
Has a scout, so that's nice.
Yeah, and he's got 19, the job of 19, but 12 of it comes from that. 12 of it comes from that Dreadnought alone.
Yes, exactly.
So the magic number is well, actually, am I right there? 18? No, the magic number is 23.
18. Yeah, exactly. 23. So, but if he gets a blue, it's 18. If he grabs another Trade Federation. But it's...
Is he...
4, so 12, 5, 17, and 4. Close. I think that's it. 23. That's on the dot. 5 for the command, 12 for the Dreadnought for 17, 4 for 21, and 2 Vipers for 23.
Wow.
I think that is exact damage.
Away. Bring that back.
They're double checking exactly just to make sure, because that's huge. And there it is. Yep, it was. Wow. Exact damage. Adam makes it happen, moving on to the grand finals.
Amazing. He exercises his demons and eliminates him. He gets his grudge match resolved.
What a great match for these two. Absolutely insane match. Congratulations to Adam, moving on to the grand finals. And let's go over. Let's see what's going on. This is another tied series, 51 to 31. Nick actually opened up a 30 authority lead over Amanda Storm, but some Star Empire are going to try to a cutter too. Wow, we came in at the right time. Look at this hand.
Yeah, and it's looking like Nick's kind of got some air over here. Looks like he's got a cutter. I can't see quite what he's got, but Amanda's got the Brain World sitting in her discard. Maybe she got it a little later in the game than she would have liked.
Sure.
But she's not going down without a fight.
Yeah, and you're right. A whiff over here, or at least nothing too special for Nick. And with 2 bases out, 9 outpost worth is going to stay. It's actually going to stick around for a bit. And as you can see, like I said, she draws the cards and just sets them down. She just sets them down, lets it play out, and I really like that. Like you're saying, you don't want to give anything away. If you you can see somebody, they hold their cards up, they take one card and kind of look at it a little bit longer, and it's like, oh, do you have a blob carrier or something you need to read, or something like that? Yeah.
It's a really, really high representation of the skill that she brings to this game.
Certainly.
And, okay. Whoa. The baseball gets bigger.
There we go.
Looks like she's got a royal readout. She's got a lot of her control game is strong here.
Yeah.
I gotta wonder what's he got on the other side here that he pulled that lead out.
I got it. Every single time that we're seeing Amanda Storm play, for the most part, I think she's leaning towards Star Empire, man. We've seen her with Star Empire every single time that she's been that we've been watching her play. That's awesome. Way to be a Star Empire player, Amanda Storm.
Keep it up. You just play what the trade road gives you, man. I'm sure that's what she would say.
Yeah, probably.
She's going to heal up just a little bit here. Does she need to buy anything? I don't think so. She's got the Brain World. She's got a big base wall. And
look at the faction here. 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 blue.
Yeah.
2-2-2.
A lot of rainbow.
Wow.
A lot of rainbow in this semifinals.
But factioning off. So rainbow's not going to be as big of a deal if you're factioning it off. The biggest concern is when you have too much rainbow and you decrease the probability they're actually going to hit those faction abilities.
Especially when they're weaker cards, when the cards that you're using for rainbow are these weaker cards like the Blob Fighter. Yeah, this is looking really great. This base wall is going to soak a lot of damage. I got to wonder if Nick got out to an early lead and maybe he has the command ship, or we'll probably see here. Okay, so he gets
he has a flagship. Going. I mean, he was ahead by 30 authority, and that's gone.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like his scrap game is strong, and he's got
the bike.
He's got the bike, but nothing to drop with it.
I think you cycle your scraps, right?
Maybe? I don't know. It really depends. If he's got bombs or if he's got bases, he might. If he feels confident that he's so far ahead on the scrap game, but you know what? He knows she's got the Brain World. I don't think so. I think you
just do the damage.
You take, what's he count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You definitely do not.
Oh yeah, you don't recycle now. Now that we know that,
no cycling. Knowing
now
that.
we don't know if there's a draw in there. If he knows there's a draw in there, but he's in the tank. The situation here is he doesn't want to take cards because then he's going to send whatever 3 cards he draws, or 3 or 2 or 4 cards he draws from his deck are only going to be used once for 2 decks. Rather, he would want all of his cards to cycle back into his deck so he can use them all twice for 2 decks, get maximum efficiency from them.
I gotta wonder what's in that.
What's in
that
there?
5? There's gotta be some monster.
I'm really excited to know, assuming Amanda doesn't take him out before that.
And his scrap engine has worked pretty well. He, wonder if he even had the chance to buy the Brain World and bypassed on it.
Maybe.
Okay, so Patrol Mech.
So I'd assume scrap out the other scout and do 5. I would think.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he might. Let's see. What's her trade wall is 15. So he's 5.
Jeez,
10, 15,
that's so
12,
intense.
12. What's this last one? It's a blob fighter, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I saw it was a blob fighter.
If it's a blob fighter,
it's a blob something.
So he'll clear the base wall with this.
Yep. By exact measure.
Exact measure. He'll clear the base wall here, and they're basically tied at this point.
Now, just from what we've seen, the scrap game from Nick this late is going to come in clutch.
All right, now let's see what's he got. He's double confirming that it's 5 cards.
We see a freighter in the faction. Trade escort sitting. So trade escort, I imagine, coming onto the top.
Yeah, that's interesting. Unfortunately, she missed her. She missed the Brain World.
Yeah,
but she's still got 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what. I'm trying to see what Nick's got on this other side too. Yep.
Going for it, man.
Yep, she's not going to let
starting parts. That's all 3 Imperial fighters.
Look at that, and she gets looks like a little bit of a whiff for her.
That is unfortunate. So, but does he want to use bike? I mean, we don't know what these 5 cards are, right? So we'll have to see. But
if he's got scrappers now, maybe.
Well, we know that there's like nothing in here. He might actually, but he's gonna. Nope, I don't think he does. I think he draws. I think you draw.
Oh yeah, he'll draw.
You draw and then use the bike.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he uses that survey ship. Oh wait, he could take a. Okay, so he's got blob carrier. He's got something to faction it off over there. Is that a destroyer?
Yeah.
No wonder the authority difference was so high. He's got a lot of damage.
Yeah, so he can clear out a card like the supply bot who's not going to get purchased this turn, and make sure and see then if he can get a command ship. So, but he doesn't.
He's actually taking.
Oh, he's scrapping that out.
Oh, smart.
And replacing it with itself.
Good try.
Yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Supply bot, man. Supply bot. I mean, it can be stubborn.
Best chance you've got here.
I think this is the right play. I think this is the right play to cycle. Because he had a Viper and a Scout, I think, and everything else, and he has a lot of draw. So everything, and then now it gives him the opportunity. He has a Viper in hand.
Okay, so he does a pile shuffle, which is interesting. It's like you see that in
so I've been messing around with the pile shuffle a little bit.
Yeah, I see a lot of people with the riffle shuffle.
Yeah,
hasn't ever really been a problem here, but it's interesting just to see different styles.
Sure.
So here he is now. I think he's going to toss these 2 to the recycling station.
Yep.
And then he's going to draw those 2. And looks like one of them was good, but I couldn't see what the other one was.
I thought the other one was another Scout, maybe. I can't quite see.
She almost certainly has the Brain World. We don't know,
yes.
but she'll be getting back through. That base wall's coming back, so he's got to do something now.
Yeah. And if this is what we think it is as far as not being too good, his next hand is going to be absolutely insane. He does not have a lot of starters left in his deck.
So he's going to play that for damage this time, I think.
Playing that for the 5. Get it. Oh, scraps out both of them.
Well, he hasn't done the second one yet, though.
It's true. But I would imagine he's going to faction that off.
Nick's proven himself to be a great player, but he's kind of new. Nobody here had seen him play. I think he's from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And so I got to wonder if he's obviously.
Nope, he scrapped it from hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
He's been taking it up really fast.
Yeah.
He's been sending out a lot of challenges. He's been really focused. He's been reading articles and streams and stuff, and he's in it.
Listening to podcasts.
Listen to podcasts. I hear there's a podcast out there about Star Realms or something.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah. 33 to 15. What a huge strike.
Okay, so the Brain World's there.
Okay.
She's going to discard.
She's got she can use it. She's got enough fodder in her discard pile here.
That she does. So what's interesting now? I'm starting to wonder if Is there an advantage to using discard against a player like bbygurl, because she doesn't pick up her cards to know, but you can wait for her to pick up her cards and discard.
Oh, sure. Like as far as like a comfort, right? Like mental comfort. Like no, I do things a certain way, and you are disrupting the order.
Playing face to face is so different than playing in the app. You can, you can be in your bunny slippers and your underwear when you're playing in the app, but you play face to face.
Is there another way? Is there another way to play on the app? I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Okay.
I was speaking for my own.
We'll have to ask. Yeah, we'll have to. Okay, good.
Bunny slippers and underwear.
We'll have to ask if anybody else even. I didn't even think there's another possibility. Yeah.
No, this is going to be an interesting turn because we see that she's got the second discard, and it looks like she's got a Corvette there as well. And I got to wonder if her base wall's in the tank in the discard. So
do you see how Nick's playing this? I think there was a little bit of you called it gamemanship. He knew when she played the second discard, he's going to discard the Viper. He's not going to discard anything else. But he waited, looked at his cards, and then kind of like begrudgingly. I wonder if I think they're aware of the situation. I think that was actually he's just knowing that, well, I don't want to give away that information. I don't want to let her know that I obviously have, cards to throw away here. I have to think about it, maybe baiting in if she has like the Imperial Frigate or something. But that is not the case here.
So she's sitting on a 19 damage turn here. Hard to see what Nick's got, but if she pulled that Royal Readout and caused him to discard a third one and laid down that base wall, that would be a really great position to be. She's gaining a bunch of life here.
She hasn't used the Trade Escort faction?
No, she is
right,
not.
She's thinking about it. Okay.
She's trying to decide if she wants to do that.
Jeez. I mean,
at 23, it's dangerous, but at least you're taking out the recycling station, as she points to.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna start there.
It's like
that will die.
Yeah. It's like we say things out loud and then the players just do it on screen.
It's just great. Really great. I know.
Oh boy.
Like if I were to say, she should do the damage and then. No, see, I'm not going to try. I'm going to jinx it. Yeah. She's going to draw.
So she is going to draw, and I think it's the right play here because you can't really count on the Brain World being available for you. If there's a way for you to hold them off, you're going to get back through your deck one more time.
Nope. No, she's not. She's not.
All right.
Nope.
Wow.
Scoops it.
Okay, that's a really great play.
I think so.
An experienced player. She's trying to make sure that she's got all of her firepower going back in.
I mean, that was all her firepower. Like the trade escort cutter combo is huge. That's a huge combo, and I think she wants to try to hit that again, given the authority totals. And she can try to sit behind Brain World if possible. We're gonna have to see what Nick can come up with.
Nick's got something here. Looked like
I think he had flagship.
Okay, so flagship. And he's got the perfect angle to make it hard for us to see what he's holding.
He likes to hold the cards up. It's all right.
But he does have some blue synergy going in his deck, so there's some healing.
Boom.
Okay, so he's really in a. Oh yeah.
So that's a
big swing, and who knows what.
So that was 9 and 9 for 18. Added the 3 there. He's going to be healing for 12.
Yeah.
So it's 20s. Wow.
This makes Amanda's move look really smart to not take the chance because she knew she wasn't going to finish him off, so she basically agreed to take her lumps. Yeah. His deck is so scrapped down now, though, at this point that you got to wonder if
both of them are. To be honest,
yeah,
they're both on combo. Yeah. Which combo breaks through? They're both healing too. They both have authority gain.
Oh, and look at this turn.
Oh, geez. And when you have a scrap down deck, do you know the last thing you want to do? Do you want to know the last thing you want to do? This is going to be painful to watch. I'm just going to let everybody know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let everybody know right now.
Thinking about it.
This is not. This is. This is going to be. This is going to be tough.
1, 2. Let's count them. 2, 3 starters left in his deck.
We're going to be feeling for Nick here. I think.
I think so. And wow. So for those who aren't following, we observed that Amanda, bbygurl's got a discard 3. So she's gonna play it real slow and methodical. She's not gonna let him know for sure that she's got it, but he's gonna be begging for some air.
Right.
Just a second.
Because he doesn't have a lot of starters, so when your discard becomes more potent if you're making them discard a good card, and if the only cards in your hand are all good cards, the only thing you can discard is good cards.
That's exactly right.
So that's what I like how he's just he's taking his time. He's like, okay,
you gotta think it through.
Okay, so there's 1 starter in there, 2 starters, but
little
does he know
the third one's gonna hurt.
Okay, and now
like, do it again.
Boom. Yeah. Second starter goes out and
do it again.
4.
Oh, it's
4 discards.
Oh, she heard us.
I feel so bad for Nick. It's
it's 3 discards.
Did she actually hear us?
I don't know.
I don't think she heard us. No.
He's like,
Oh man. Because now, I mean, this is a tough decision. We can't. But he's got to discard something of value. He's got to actually discard a card that he does not want to.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
We see it. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, that is frustrating, and he's going to be even more upset when this next one comes in.
And then
she's good. Oh man.
By the way, here's a fourth one.
Oh.
So what's he got to do?
Oh,
he's scratching his head. The fourth one.
Oh, yeah, you see him. He's not having a good time, man. He's not having a good time.
He's hurting.
Jeez, yeah. This is some graphic content, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. We're
gonna call this move the baby girl. Discard
Jeez,
4.
that is intense. In the semifinals of the Legend Series.
All right, now hold on. Now, just in fairness here, we know he's got a lot of blue, so I think he probably needs to let go of the carrier.
Oh, you keep flagship for sure.
Well, actually, does he though? But because
I think you have to for the chance of authority.
Oh, by the way.
Because 7, wait, now hold on. 2, 4. So we got 4, 8, 12, 3 for 15, and 4 for 19. But
he can't get rid of the base,
right?
If he does, now he's got to pray. But he's drawn into value. We know he's drawn.
He only has one starter in there, like you said. He had 3 stars. He discarded 2 of them.
Yeah,
I gotta think he's gonna draw that cutter.
Wow, Amanda Baby Girl Storm with a discard 4.
What a hit!
Game to knock him down to 7, and she's just. Grinning the whole way.
Okay, so what is the draw?
Hey, I'll play this.
Oh, is it? Did I see that? Is it the cutter?
Looks like an embassy yacht.
Oh, embassy yacht. Okay, still.
He cannot get rid of
readout,
but he does. He does gain a little life back.
So he gets 8. So he's up to 15. But that's. I mean, you don't feel very good about that.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. So you're saying maybe keep the blob carry to ensure you get through it, but then you're sitting at 7.
Yeah.
Like, what's the? I mean, I guess you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't.
You are definitely, So now, okay, so it's life game time.
Okay.
So she's going to keep grinding away here. Not the most awesome hand here for her.
Sure, right.
She missed her.
Some hope for Nick.
Her battle station. She throws out the freighter. And so she's got 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. She could scrap do you throw away the base at this point?
The trading post, I mean...
Keep in mind, most of his value, most of his benefit, most of his strength of his deck is now sitting in discard.
Right. I think you leave trading post out.
Yeah, I think you do, just to play it safe, but it's definitely up for consideration.
Correct, yes, either way. Because worst case scenario, he's going to kill it. It's going to go into the discard pile after the shuffle.
That's right.
And, she saved 4, because they're both just trying to... The hit's just trying to come in. It's who's going to make it happen. Trading post at least maybe gives 4 extra. That's 10 authority to get through.
And we're late in the day, Sam. These guys have been playing since the early morning. The mental fatigue of keeping track of things has to be getting to them at this point.
Certainly.
She leaves it out there, takes the healing, and we see
30 to 6.
Can he pull it out? He throws out
recycling station's a good way to start. Let's see what happens.
He's got a nice colored hand here, but recycling station at this point in the game is basically not super valuable. Especially when all you've got are great cards.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's why I think you have the cheap scrapper card. I think I saw a trade bot in there. I think you think about cycling that out.
Yeah, I think he's only sitting on 1 for a draw though, so he could get back into his big cards. But where does he go? I mean, at this point, it's about beatdown.
He just cycles 1. He cycles 1.
He must know something we don't know. That's why like we said before, he's in the semifinals, and we are not.
See, and this is a tough situation. You want to use your scrappers, but there was a discard 4. A discard 4 just happened. So using the scrappers isn't that kind of like giving a little bit more power to the discard on the other side of the table?
Yeah, it is. But he's committed. You got to live by the sword. You got to die by the sword. And
if she doesn't draw the discard hand, he's guaranteeing himself to have a monster draw next time.
Exactly. And so he might pull it back. He's still holding on by fingernails.
He's trying.
If he can get rid of it and clear out these bases. A blob fighter, we've talked so much about the blob fighter and how it's such a disappointer this late in the game. But she does clear the bases.
By exact, to be worth to
the exact
10.
amount.
Yeah, had 10 damage for 10's worth.
She's got a brain world. I think this is going to be it. Oh yeah.
This is going to be intense.
So let's see, what does she with style try to scrap out some of her cards that I would be
You go
scrapping.
discard. Yeah, you you go discard.
I'll scrap these two.
Keep the Viper in hand just for the damage. Even though it's a starter, like keep it because you're guaranteed damage here at this point with 10. You got to get through 14.
I think she knows she's got it here, though. There's a draw.
Oh, 2 draw.
Draw in. There's, well, hey, this is actually pretty close. We're going to have to actually do that.
Well, she can scrap out. She can scrap out the battle station.
That's right. So, Amanda Baby.
Wow. And Amanda Storm. There you go. Look at her go. This is sick. She's playing so well. That was incredible. And what a match. What an incredible match. Both of our semifinals go 2-1.
Amazing. Wow. And so now we are looking at Adam Charbonneau against Amanda Storm, Baby Girl, for the Legend
the Legend Series. For the title. For the title. Yeah, and congratulations to both of them. And in a stacked field, too.
It is.
What a stacked field we've had here. It's absurd.
Matt the Cutter Newberg would say this is a murderer's row.
There we go.
It's the best folks that you could ever want to play against. They're also great people, too. They just happen to be quite accomplished players. So,
yes. Yeah, for sure.
So we will be looking forward to seeing what this final matchup looks like.
Jeez, yeah. And it is going to be a Colony Wars. It's going to be Colony Wars. Yeah, so we've been seeing the vanilla set, so the finals is going to be Colony Wars. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays in for the best of 3 series.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, for the finals. So, we'll be right back, guys, with the grand finals of the Star Realms Legend Series here at White Wizard Games Fair 2017. Stick around.